you guys, it's Karen and I'm here with a huge haul. But I did just want to first say thank you very much for everybody's lovely comments on my Instagram post. My brother-in-law sadly passed away nearly 2 weeks ago, and it was expected. It's not something that I talked about on here, and it's my sister's loss. It's my sister's partner, and I didn't unfortunately know Ed that well. I did know him, obviously he came to my wedding. They've been together many years, but he fought and fought and fought against brain cancer so bravely and so hard, and my sister is just amazing. I just don't know how she cared for him at home until the very end, and it's just been really quite traumatizing being so close to something like that. I have experienced loss from cancer. With my granddad died of lung cancer. That wasn't very pleasant. My brother died when he was 27 of stomach cancer, and I've talked before about my friends Stevie and Leona died of breast cancer. But being so close and hearing all the details, etc., and like I said, seeing how brave my sister was through it all, it's just been very heartbreaking. So thank you for your lovely comments. So I have bought a lot of things. There is a lot of makeup here, and there's a lot of skincare, and there's also a couple of hair care items. So let me start with the hair care, being as it's sitting at the back, and then we can move on, because I had considered doing a video on its own about these two. So this is the new from Tresemme Damage Recovery Shampoo and Conditioner. So these are 0% sulfates, 0% silicones and 0% dyes. I have actually just seen an advert for these after I bought them. I wasn't attracted to these because of the fact they have no sulfates and silicones. I have no issues with those ingredients whatsoever. But I know that there are a lot of you that would prefer not to have them in your hair care. And I also like to try new things. So that's why I bought these two. And you know, Tresemme is now cruelty free, and these are a drugstore brand, so you never know. I washed my hair with this yesterday, and you can see how much I used. It's down to there, so I've only used it once, and I've used that much. It was right up to the top, so I've used that much in one wash, which is quite a lot, to be honest. Even for me, I know I use a lot of product. Now, obviously I was expecting that there wouldn't be much of a foam because of the ingredients it doesn't have in it, but you do want a little bit of foam, don't you? You know, so I thought, well, hopefully on the second wash there'll be a lot more foam, and I always wash my hair twice anyway. So when I first put it in, I was just like, yeah, not loving the fact that there's no foam at all, but let me rinse it out and try again. On the second wash, I did have to use quite a lot, and then I did get a bit of a foam. But I have to say, I was washing my hair and I was thinking, this feels like it's just tangling at my hair. It doesn't feel nice at all. However, when I then rinsed it out, this is a weird thing to say, because I think this is what some people don't like or can feel on normal shampoos, but I felt like there was a coating on my hair. Suddenly, when I got to the end of rinsing it out, I was like, okay, now my hair doesn't feel tangly as it did while I was washing it. It kind of felt almost, it's almost dry, but I'm in the middle of washing my hair, so that doesn't really make sense, but I can't describe what I felt. But when I was rinsing it out, I was like, okay, now it feels much better. And like I said, it felt almost as if there was a coating on it. I kept rinsing and rinsing and rinsing. So I don't know what that would be from. I don't understand what that is. But I then went on to use the conditioner, and you can see how much I used of the conditioner. That's a fairly normal amount for me to use. But the one thing about this is it was so hard to get out. So hard to get the product out. And I wouldn't normally mention that because, I don't know, sometimes you really do have to like throw the bottle. But this one, can you see if I hold it upside down, nothing happens? And I was doing this at my sink, so I had washed my hair and towel dried it, simply because I didn't want to bend over the bath any longer. You know, my back was hurting, and so I thought, well, I'll put my conditioner in, wait for a while, and then rinse that out. So I was standing at the sink and trying to like, look, like it takes so much force, and still you can see it's not coming down. And so I had squirted some in my hands, rubbed them together, put them in my hair, and then I was using a towel to sort of wipe my hand off. But I couldn't do it with one hand. I was having to wipe two hands and literally get it and squeeze it, which makes it really difficult, because then where are you squeezing it onto, you know? So I had to I was sort of squeezing it like this to try and get it on here. It was just such a pain that I will never buy this again, even if it was brilliant. That just drove me mad. There are a couple of shampoos like that, or conditioners, sorry, like that, but you can see there that there's that air gap that even though I have thrown this down, it's just not moving. So that was a nightmare. That aside, it felt okay, and I felt like my hair was going to be okay, and I rinsed it out perfectly fine. It's thick, as you can see, but not too thick. When it actually comes out, it's fairly thin. It's quite easy to distribute and it sinks in nicely. You guys know if I've got a really thick conditioner, I feel like it sometimes sits in clumps. It didn't do that. And then what I always do when I'm trying a new shampoo and conditioner is I will not use any leave-in product. I was really tempted to, have to say. I was like, oh, I don't know. And I was feeling my hair and thinking, I don't know if I trust this enough, you know, that my hair's not going to be tangled. And I was like, you know what, you just have to do it, because that's the point of testing these things, especially because they are damage recovery. Anyway, my hair is okay. It is not perfectly tangle free. You can see there I'm getting it stuck, and like I said, I only did it yesterday. I'm doing the back because there's no hairspray on the back, but you know, it's okay. I will wash my hair again if it gets really tangly. So it's pretty good considering I put no volume product in, no leave-in conditioner, no oils, nothing. Then it's pretty good, but not a repurchase for me for either of these, because I don't like how little foam there is, and I don't like how hard it is to get the conditioner out. Oh my goodness, that was just those two products. There's a lot here. You guys know I do like to do a haul a little bit differently to most people, in that I'm not just showing you the products and saying I'm excited about them. I'm telling you, I like to at least use them once and give you a first impressions. There are a couple of products here that I'm going to need to use a little bit more and before being able to give a proper review. I bought this was very expensive. This is Chris Appleton plus Colour Wow Money Mask. I bought this because it had such great reviews and it was saying that it gives the hair shine, and that's what I feel like has been missing from my hair, is shine. So again, I used this and no other leave-in product. I've used about half. I've used it twice actually. It smells divine. Absolutely love that smell, but it doesn't stay in your hair, unfortunately. The smell doesn't linger. It definitely gave a shine to my hair. It's a really weird product. I don't know whether, I'm not gonna like grab a whole lot, but let's see if it does it. No, it's actually kind of like you'll pick some up and it's hard in, what was I thinking is like that. You know, like if you're using glue on a craft project, especially with a glue gun, there'll be like strings. It's a bit like that, like it's like, oh, get off, you know, that kind of thing. It's a really weird sort of combination of, I don't know, a jelly and a conditioner. It just feels really odd, but I did find it gave a shine. Not necessarily detangling, and yeah, I feel like I need to use it a little bit more, and now I'll use it and try putting some leave-in products and see if that improves the detangling but keeps the shine, you know, that kind of thing. But it did definitely give a shine. Let me know if you want a full review of that one. The final hair care product was a recommendation from you. Thank you very much. This is the Firm Style Freeze and Shine Super Spray by Paul Mitchell, and it is brilliant. I love this. This is one of those. This doesn't happen very often, but do you know when you get a product and you're like, that's it, I want this for the rest of my life. This is all I'm going to use. And that's what a lot of the reviews said, actually. So I use it on my hair. I've used it on this little bit to just sort of stop it being so wispy. You know, it makes it a bit more, it tames it a bit, and it holds everything in place, but there's no stickiness. It is, where I've put a little bit here, it is a little bit crunchy, which the review said that it doesn't go crunchy. I do find it is a little bit, but I want that, you know, because I want some hold. So I love this. I absolutely love it. And like I said, holy grail. I just remembered one other item I bought in my Look Fantastic haul, and it's this. This is, oh, that shows me that I've probably got things too bright here. It's the Drunk Elephant Cocamino Marula Cream Conditioner. Marula Butter Coconut Amino Acid Blend, pH 3.6. Do you know, I had no idea about the pH of hair care. This doesn't smell like coconut at all. It smells a little bit almondy. It's not that nice a smell, but I am interested to use this and I will definitely report back. So this is one of the items that I haven't even used yet, because obviously I wanted to try those Tresemme ones. Okay, so on to skincare. Wow, so much going on here. Okay, so the first item was a little bit of an accident. And when I say accident, I had it in my Look Fantastic basket, and it's something that I thought, will I get, will I not? You know, the idea is it's an anti-aging self-tanner. So anyway, I used it yesterday. I didn't tell you why it was an accident. It was an accident because it was sitting in my basket and I couldn't decide. But then I went to order some other things and got right to the end of the checkout and just noticed it sitting there, because I was like, why is it that price? And I was like, oh, that's because that's in the basket. So I just decided to go for it. So I used it last night or yesterday during the day, and I have to say I don't think there's a colour. I can normally tell the difference because I put it on my face and my neck. and I don't think there's any colour differences there at all. So it is an extreme gradual tan, I would say, rather than a self tanner. So I think I'd have to use this twice to get any colour, you know. But other than that, it was quite nice. It was nice to apply. I haven't reviewed and investigated the ingredients to find out if it is, you know, if it really could do anything anti-aging. Let me know again if you want a full review on that one. Then I bought 3 items from the Sali Hughes range, and you guys asked me about these. So this is the Sali Hughes Placid 5 Acid Daily Exfoliant. So I've been using this and it seems okay. I have to say I'm always underwhelmed by acid toners. I never feel like, it just feels like an extra step without any benefit. Maybe I'm just not giving it enough time, you know. I prefer to use my acids on my face, like in my lactic acid serum, or a serum, a cream, something like that to actually feel it. I don't ever feel like I get that much from these, but I've only used it a couple of times. And then there are the 2 cleansers. So the first one is the Sali Hughes Butter Clean. So this appealed to me for sure, because I love this type of cleanser. If I'm going to remove my makeup in the shower or at the sink or whatever, then it is this that I'm going to use. And this looked like the Beauty Bay Buttercup one. So I used this and it stung my eyes. I was thinking there, because I've used quite a few of these lately. Well, this one, the Beauty Bay one, and then there's an e.l.f. one I'm going to show you, and I was thinking, is that what it was with this? I know that it went a little bit lumpy, but yes, I'd written it down in my notes. It stung my eyes. That to me is a deal breaker for this type of cleanser, because I specifically want to use this to remove my eye makeup. And like I said, when I put it on, there just was little lumps that wouldn't properly dissolve. So this is definitely not a repurchase, but I will use it up, but it'll be a bit of a pain because I'll have to avoid my eyes if I don't want my eyes to sting, you know. And not only sting, they kind of felt tired afterwards. I hate that, where you feel like there's something in your eye. This one, however, was really nice. This is the Clean Sheet Morning Cleanser, and it's just a kind of thick jelly type cleanser, but this one was absolutely fine. And I didn't use it in the morning. I don't use a cleanser in the morning like that with water, but I used this as my second cleanse, and it was really nice. I don't use it anywhere near my eyes. So that was lovely. I've only used it a few times, so I don't know if it's a repurchase or not yet. It might well be a limited edition, this Sali Hughes range. Then these are very similar actually. I did a little e.l.f. haul, but I didn't realise I was getting one quite this small, to be honest, but this is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. And look how much is left. This was a full pot. I love this. I really love this. You might see this range, because it is the same range, isn't it? Oh no, because this is the Pure Skin. Anyway, you might see me talking about these again because I'm wanting to buy the full size of this, but now I've got to get through that Sali Hughes one before I buy the full size of this. This is just a dream. This is an absolute dream. And it's the same kind of product, except this one is clear and this one's that kind of yellowy colour. No scent at all, but this one doesn't sting my eyes at all, but it gets everything off just so easily, and it just melts, you know. There's no clumpy bits at all. It does just immediately emulsify. It rinses off clean. It doesn't make your skin feel tight, but it doesn't make it feel greasy. This is the best one of these cleansers I have found to date. So like I said, I can see me buying the full size of that. And then after that, as my second cleanse, I was using this Pure Skin cleanser by e.l.f., which was also lovely. Very much like that Sali Hughes one, to be honest. Just that sort of, you know, looks very similar. That sort of gel lotion. Nothing bad to say about it. Wasn't amazing, but it did the job. My skin wasn't tight, but I felt like it was nice as a second cleanse. And yeah, nice. I don't know whether I'll buy that again, because I don't go through these sorts of things. I don't go through these very quickly, and I've got also this Sali Hughes one to use, but we'll see. Then also from e.l.f. I bought this Ride or Die lip balm. This is really funny. When this arrived, I literally couldn't get any out. I took the top off and I was like, I always want to try things immediately, and I was like squeezing it like this. It really takes some, you have to move it around and warm this up before it comes out, and it's one of those that comes out. Let me squeeze it a little bit. I don't want to squeeze it too much because I don't want loads to come out, but hopefully I can squeeze that back in again. This is really nice, I have to say. I'm liking this so far. I'm really quite fussy with lip balms. You know, I don't want them to be too sticky. I don't want them to be... There's a lot of lip balms that you put on and then literally 30 minutes later you're like, right, I need to put more lip balm on. This is one that I seem to put on and I haven't noticed me reapplying it lots and lots. I've noticed that it's quite difficult to get out of here, but I haven't noticed me reapplying. So far so good with this. SPF, I think I'm going to stop buying SPF now because otherwise I will be doing individual reviews of SPF for the whole of the summer and never get round to doing the, you know, my favourites. I think I might do a favourite mineral one first and then a favourite chemicals. I don't know, I'm not sure, we'll see. But yeah, these are enough. So I bought 3 more SPFs. This one was another one that I added it to my basket on the Look Fantastic website because I think it was on sale or something. And I thought, you know what, it's Garnier, it's for the face, it's SPF 50. I did have a quick look at the ingredients, but it was a quick look. So I might get a surprise with this and I haven't used this yet. This one I bought because somebody recommended it and I do know it's got an ingredient in it that I don't love. I can't remember what it is, probably octocrylene or octisalate. But you know, for a really good price, I want to be able to give you guys a drugstore option when I'm doing a video, and I know that not everybody will have the issue of wanting to avoid all of the old chemical ones. So I thought I would have a look. This is an anti-aging face fluid. I've used this a couple of times. It's got fragrance from memory. So I used a different one yesterday that I'm going to show you. Yeah, it's got fragrance and it's lavender. So that's definitely not a repurchase for me, and I can tell you I wouldn't recommend it, not with having lavender in it. I think that's crazy to put in a sunscreen. And the final one, this is really odd. I used this yesterday and today. Is it only just the 2 days? I used it yesterday and thought, oh, I don't know, don't think I like this. This is the weirdest product. It's a mineral sunscreen, SPF 30 by Coola, and it's just odd. It's odd because it feels like you're putting on a primer. It does not feel like you're putting on day cream, moisturiser, anything like that. It feels like you're putting on a mattifying primer. And so that's really odd to me. And so I was expecting, when I used it yesterday with nothing else, I was expecting to feel like my skin was going to feel tight and dry, and it didn't at all. I used it this morning, and as I'm talking, I do feel like my skin is ever so slightly tight, ever so slightly. Not something that would make me want to do something about it, but you know, just that, oh, I don't know, my skin feels a little bit tight, you know, which is weird because this morning I used my ethylated ascorbic acid underneath this to see how it reacted with that. And again, it's still mattified on top of that because that's quite sort of oily. But this morning I was like, oh, you know what, I actually quite like this because this is the kind of thing I would have loved when I had really oily skin. You know, you can just put it on and it feels like you're putting a primer on. And as long as your skin is hydrated, you're fine. So anyway, I will probably do a video on this, on these 3 that I've got here. Probably, not 100% sure, but let me know. Let me know what you think. Okay, on to makeup. I thought I was kind of bored of makeup, and I think what I was bored of was buying shimmery palettes, although I did add one onto my birthday list that I think my husband's got me, to be honest. But I'm trying to find things that are in the category of something I have missing. So like, I don't have a bronzer, I don't have the perfect eyeliner that stays on forever, I don't have the perfect mascara, as you guys know, and I found some really good things here, some from your recommendations and some from just catching my eye. So I bought this is the Power Grip Primer by ELF. I bought this just because it seemed like it had a good few reviews and I was going into town, and so I bought it while I was in Superdrug. And I have to say I was expecting a bit more from it because I had watched somebody applying it and they were saying that it felt sticky. I didn't find that it felt sticky at all. But I have used it and I need to observe more. I need to use it with the next thing I'm going to show you actually and see if it does extend the wear of it, because I didn't notice anything different. But then why would I expect anything different? The foundations that I use, I don't notice them sort of breaking up hugely. But I also bought this. The Ordinary Coverage Foundation. This is one, I tried the 2 foundations, the serum and the foundation coverage, years ago, and I did a review of them saying they weren't for me, they didn't stay on. And I thought, well, you know, things are different for me now. I'm not in an office, I don't need my makeup to last like 12 hours. Let me see what I think, because I love the Ordinary for their ingredients. You know, this top is not staying on, that's annoying. Anyway, sorry, I digress. And I love the prices, you know, it's a really good price foundation. So I thought I'd give it a go again. I have used it a couple of times and I have noticed that it's not long lasting on me. You know, it does sort of break up a little bit. Not as much as I remember it did. So it'll be interesting to see how that they work together. You know, I need to specifically try them out together. So remember I said I had a gap for a bronzer, and I mean a powder bronzer, because I've got a lot of cream bronzers that I like, but I go through phases of preferring to use a cream one or a powder one, but I do like to have a powder bronzer. The only powder bronzer I've got that I love is one that doesn't exist anymore. It's the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze, and it doesn't exist anymore. And so I need to find a replacement for that. I'm actually going to order a Morphe one. There's a Morphe one out that looks pretty good. But I found this by Fenty Beauty. Now, I have never used anything by Fenty Beauty, but I noticed this and I thought, oh, this is perfect, because one of the things I don't like about bronzers is sometimes they come in huge packaging. I got one from Charlotte Tilbury and it was like the size of my head. You know, I don't like that at all. I want small things in my makeup bag. And this is nice and compact. And there was a nice shade range. So I got number 2, Shady Biz. I couldn't decide between this and the lighter one, but I thought, no, I often go too light and it doesn't do anything, like with the Charlotte Tilbury one. So this is the colour I got, and this is what I've got on today just to sort of warm my face up, and I think it's worked pretty well. I think this might be a winner, to be honest. Talking about bronzer, I've been using this as bronzer, but it's actually a contour stick. I bought the Revolution. You actually got this plus a highlighting stick, but there's no way I'll use the highlighting stick, but this is the contour stick. And I bought this because I had a notion that I thought, at some point let me have a look into contouring and see if there's anything I can do. Like, I could probably make my face look slimmer, I would expect, with contouring. I do not know a single thing about contouring. I'm not even sure if I do my bronzer right. I put my bronzer, I sort of try to put it here and also a little bit here, because I had it done in a shop once and they put it here and it looked really nice, and then I dab a little bit on my nose. But then I think I've seen in videos that people sort of contour their nose, but then is that because they don't like the shape of their nose? I don't know. Anyway, tell me, where would I put contour to slim my face down? So I thought I would try and try this out. I just as bronzer at first, and so I was doing it like a line like this, and then just sort of blending it in. But my God, I had to use it about 3 times to get any colour from it, because I would put it on and then use my beauty blender or even a brush and it would just disappear, and I'd be like, okay, let me try again and do a bit of a thicker line. You know, you really have to use a lot of this to get anything from it. Maybe that's because it's a contour stick, not a bronzing stick, I don't know. But like I said, if you know where I could contour my face to make it look slimmer, let me know. Next are mascaras, because you guys know I'm still on the hunt for that perfect mascara. I have to say, I have found a few good ones, finally, I feel like. This one I've got on today, let me get you closer up because I don't have lashes on today. I think this is pretty good. I tell you how short my lashes are. They're so short that I put a photo of makeup on Instagram, like a face of the day or something, and somebody said, oh yeah, that would look really nice, and you could change it to evening by putting mascara on. And I was like, I have mascara on. Like, I feel like that's how short my lashes are. But this one is a sleek one. I can't remember the name of it now. But the only thing is, I'm not sure if this is what smudged under my eyes, because I'm trying out eyeliners and blah, blah, blah. So I need to test it a few more times to find out whether it's good or not. And it's not the type of brush I like normally. And I also bought this, which is, it's called Legendary Curl Mascara. Rosy for Inglot. But I think I've had this one before from Inglot and I think I like it. It's just a tiny little brush. I've used this once, but I always like to use something once, which is probably not the greatest idea with mascara, because then I'm going to close it and just leave it in a drawer. And yes, it worked pretty well, but once I've tried them, I'll put them away and go, right, now I'll focus on this sleek one and see what I think. But I'm looking forward to trying that one. And the same with this next one, which is a you recommendation. Thank you very much whoever recommended this one. It's the Lush Lashes by Lush Lengthening Mascara. And oh, that's dried around the edge, I have to say. I've only ever used this once and that was dried. But I like the brush. So it's nice and skinny. It is a plastic brush. So I don't know whether this will be one that ends up, it's got quite sharp spikes on it, might end up catching my eye. I do find that sometimes. I guess because my hand's not that steady, I maybe get it too close to the inside of my lid, and it can make me blink, you know. So if it ends up doing that, it might be a fail. But I love it. It's a little just a little packaging, a little brush. I put it on and it seemed to stay on, no problems at all. So again, I'm looking forward to trying that one out a bit more. The next two things are really random. I was in Edinburgh, I was meeting my friend for lunch, and I was killing time really, and I went into Space NK. In fact, I went into Space NK to look for a hair kit by JVN that again was a recommendation from you guys, and they had this little sample set, but they didn't have it in the shop, so I ended up ordering it online from Space NK. But I had seen this Laura Mercier caviar stick, and I swatched this is in burnished bronze, and was like, oh, I love it, yes, I'll have it please, but they didn't have it in stock. So I came home, I don't know why I'm showing you there, that's what I've got on my eyes, I've got this on my eyes. I came home and ordered it from Look Fantastic, because there was a few other things on there that I wanted. And I saw they had this other range, this is also Laura Mercier, and this is called Kiss from a Rose, this is the colour, but it's the sort of a rose collection. I'm not sure what I think of this colour. I haven't used it yet, but that's it there. So I will try that in the coming days. But this is the second day in a row I've worn this burnished bronze, and I really like it. I really like it. It's a bit darker than I normally go for, but I think it's a nice as a different look. Now today I've used it with powder eyeshadow, so I did do a crease colour with my Becca. This little Becca palette I've got, I'm going to link it for you because I got it from Amazon and it's only like £19 and it's really, really good. So I used that in the crease and then used this on my lid, and then another powder from that palette in the corner. But yeah, so far so good. The only thing I would say is I used it as a one eyeshadow look the day before yesterday with no primer, and it did disappear from my eyes. There was a tiny bit where there was no colour left, and then but basically it just faded. It wasn't as bright, you know. I felt like I needed to go over it with this. If I was going anywhere, I would have needed to put this on again. But I didn't use any primer or anything. Today, I used the P. Louise primer. Do you remember the one I showed you in Empties and Fails and said, you know, I didn't want to just throw away that huge thing of eye primer, but it wasn't for me because it dried down very quickly and it was quite white. But I thought, well, let me try that under this, and it's actually the perfect primer under this. Now I've only had this on a few hours, so we'll see how it holds it on, but it felt like it was gripping a bit more, you know. So yeah, loving that so far. Next is another really good product I found, and I saw this first on TikTok. It's by, is it called Iconic? Yeah, Iconic. Iconic Bronze. That was another one that came in a great big thing, and I've also tried the Iconic Mascara and didn't love it. I know some of you do. But I'd seen this on TikTok, and it is the brow, I think it's called Brow Silk. It's the tiniest little brush, and it looks like it's got glue on it. And this was being demonstrated on brows and, you know, the soap brows and whatnot, and I thought, it looks really good, but I have bought so many brow things lately, and none of them seem to hold my brows in place at all. And so I thought, is that just advertising? You know, is it just marketing? Is she just, it looks great while she's doing it, but 5 minutes later, are they going to have dropped, you know? And so I didn't go and buy it when I saw the advert. But when I was looking on Look Fantastic and doing this haul, and it was one of these where you get an extra bundle of beauty stuff if you spend a certain amount. So I was looking at all the new, I'll always look at the new arrivals, and this was one of them, and I thought, oh, okay, let me try it. I have to say I really like it. Again, let me get you close up and show you my brows. I don't know whether they're still sitting, they're not still sitting up, are they? But it holds them, and I can feel that they are in place, but they're not really, really crunchy or anything like that, you know. For sure, out of all the ones I've tried, this is 100% my favourite, and I'm going to take all the other ones out of my makeup bag because I've been trying them sort of intermittently. I've got one by NYX, I've got one by Too Faced, and I can't remember I've got another one in there as well that I can't remember, but I'm going to remove all of them, and it's in a tiny little bottle, which I think is good. And so yeah, this is a winner so far. I've found a few good things here, haven't I? Okay, next. I'm always on the hunt for an eyeliner that will stay in my waterline. And the only one I've ever found is the Milk Makeup one. And I have got the black, but I don't know whether it even still exists. I'm sure it does, but every time I went to look for it online, it was out of stock. And I don't know whether that's just it's so popular because it's so good. I was like, oh, I need to find another one. And I have tried many drugstore ones. I ordered a bunch off of Just Look. So I tried the Catrice one, and I've tried a NYX one. I've tried quite a few and they just didn't last at all. So I saw that there was this one out. I saw it in the store. It was on my way back from the Girls' Day Out store and I saw it in Boots and I meant to buy it and I forgot. On my way out, I put it on my hand and wanted to see how long it would last. And then I was going to buy it on the way out and I completely forgot. So when I got home, I thought, well, let me look at reviews and see what they say. I watched a review video and on the review video, they were talking about the fact, this is the KVD one I'm talking about, by the way, tattoo liner. And she was reviewing this, but she was also talking about the fact that the two eyeliners that most people find to stay are Pat McGrath, which I found out is not cruelty free, so I'm not going to buy that one. But then Victoria Beckham, who is cruelty free. And so I ordered two from Victoria Beckham. I was that confident that it was going to work, I ordered two, which was a bit silly of me. And I bought the Kat Von D one online as well. So I have tested them. The Victoria Beckham ones are called, I don't know because I can't read it. Oh, there we go. Satin Kajal Liner. And I bought one in bronze and one in black. They've got that sort of smudger on the end and they come with a sharpener. This one is called the Tattoo Pencil Liner. The Tattoo Pencil Liner is the one I've got on today and I need to test this one out a bit more, but it seems to be pretty good. But the Victoria Beckham ones don't last even 5 minutes and on me. And not only do they not last, it just looks like all my makeup I smudged literally as far as you can go. And I have tried them in all sorts of ways. I tried them, because actually these arrived before the KVD one did. I've tried the cocoa brown one and I've tried the black one and I've tried it on my waterline. I've tried it underneath and smudged it out and it just doesn't work for me at all. So I'm really gutted because they do go on very, very smoothly. And the cocoa brown is really nice. It's a really nice colour. It's almost black. Let me put the black next to it so you can see the difference. It's nice, isn't it? But I think the KVD tattoo one is better. Whether or not it's as good as the milk one, I don't know, but certainly so far so good. So I put this on. I put this on at 7 o'clock and it's now 10 o'clock. So it's been on for 3 hours and I've done my, like I sometimes get a little cotton bud and do this just to take any excess that's gathered. And there's hardly anything on it. There's hardly anything on that one either, but neither has it sort of all smudged down there or anything like that. So so far so good with the KVD one. I am hopeful. Okay, that's everything I've got to tell you about. A lot of stuff, huh? I could go through. There's a box. You see that black box there? That is the Look Fantastic box that arrived and it's just full of like deluxe sample sizes things. A lot of them won't be cruelty free, so even if they were good I wouldn't repurchase them, you know. But there's something in there, oh god, I'm gonna forget who it's by. Was it Sarah Chapman or Emma Hardy? I don't know. Anyway, if I find anything that is good and cruelty free, I'll come and tell you about it then. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed looking at all these goodies. Let me know if any of this appeals to. Let me know if you've used any of this and what you think. And I'll tell you what I'm wearing. I have got on the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation in 22. You know what's on my eyes? It's the Laura Mercier plus that Becca palette that I told you about. On my cheeks is Nars Blush in Sin. On my lips is the Stila liquid lipstick in Caramello. And then I used this Morphe Madison Beer lip gloss on top in Mercury. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching and I'll speak to you again soon.